So the devs are calling the next board game event for DC Dark Legion the Season of Harvest, and it's going to be dropping within the next 24 hours, give or take a few hours depending on which area of the world you're in. And this one is going to be very similar to other board games that we've seen in the past. We don't have access to see exactly what it's going to look like, but the basic rules are going to apply here. I wish I could make a video during the event, but I'm actually going to be traveling. I might be able to put one out over the weekend, but it is Thanksgiving holiday in the US, so it'll probably be Sunday or so before I can put something out. It'll be a YouTube short, just something simple to say, hey, here's the event. This is what it looks like, to preserve it. And for anyone who's kind of waiting around to decide how to spend their rewards, I assume the event will still be going on Sunday when I get back home. So it is going to require War Room level 10, which is fairly easy to do. You can make a new account technically and get to War Room level 10 within probably 24 to 48 hours, depending on whether you spend gems on pushing your War Room up. Might take a little bit longer, but I would recommend that if you're trying to do this event, you should probably do that fairly quickly if you're not already War Room level 10. So you're going to have this Season of Harvest event, and you're going to use Seeds of Plenty to advance on the board. Seeds of Plenty is the basic event resource that you can purchase with real money, or probably you'll be able to get a couple of copies via gems or by doing daily quests in the game. You're going to get all sorts of different rewards for hitting specific blocks on the board. And then there's this new mechanic that was introduced from one of the prior board games where if you land on the entrance to the Field of Blessings, they're calling it, it lets you join Swamp Thing on a different thing. So you're going to be gathering ingredients, I guess for poison ivy, maybe, I don't know. But you will be able to do a separate mini game as part of that, and you can get a few extra rewards. I think last time you could get some nice Mythic Selector Shards, Quantum Components, and Anvils for participating in that piece of the event. We also have the Harvest Delight, which allows you to collect ingredients for fulfilling orders to earn harvest vouchers, and then those vouchers can be exchanged for things in the harvest store. Then we have the Ivy's Plant Food event, so you submit elemental tubers to poison ivy and you'll unlock milestone rewards. This is very similar to prior milestone events that we've had as part of the board game, where you can unlock probably memento boxes and a couple of other items as you progress up the chain there. You'll probably be able to get AC/DC shards as well. And then as you complete those milestones, this is probably more for spenders than anyone else, you'll be able to unlock the skill Earth basket, and it's going to allow you to advance spaces on the board. So that's actually a pretty nice daily thing that you can use. For spenders, you want to try to unlock that as soon as possible to maximize your reward and the rewards as you go around the game board. And for non-spenders, you might be lucky to get the first unlock of that towards the end of the event. So let me know in the comments as you play the event what you are capable of doing, and I'll be monitoring that. And then we have Abundance for All. So this is the daily task piece of the event you can earn fruit baskets for. You'll be able to earn these through Crisis Response and Anti-Crime Network as well. So it's kind of like the candies in the Halloween event. You can send them to friends or league members, and you'll both receive Nature's Gifts, which may contain all of the other event resources. So yeah, pretty standard event for DC Dark Legion. I'm curious, I've been talking with some friends about the fact that all of these subsequent events since the first time they did a board game have been giving us less and less rewards. Curious after the Halloween event whether they will ratchet that back in our favor again. So definitely interested in monitoring that. I'll have to talk to a few folks who collect data on these events to see what they've seen, and maybe we'll report back with some of those findings. It looks like they're also launching a web store event, so you'll be able to get limited time rewards there. Unfortunately, this is definitely a spenders event, so if you do make purchases in the game, you'll want to make sure that you use a mobile device and make purchases through the official web store, because you will be able to accumulate some additional points, champion zone points, that allow you to redeem rewards within that system. So definitely make sure that you're trying to utilize that if you're a spender. We finally got a good update, I think, on Monitor's Mementos. Now, this is something that I've been meaning to make an update video on for a little while, but haven't had an opportunity to. The Monitor's Mementos, the limited memento sets are going to be leaving the game, at least for the early servers, in the next 5 or 6 days. So a lot of people have been asking, like, how do we obtain, or can we ever obtain, those limited mementos that are leaving? And we have an answer now. So first, a new limited mystery collection is going to be showing up. It's called Welcome to the League. It's going to be available starting December 1st, so it will be in a few days. You'll be able to complete that to unlock some exclusive rewards as well. I'm curious how many items are going to be in that new limited set and how long we'll have to complete it. But the thing that a lot of people have been waiting for is an answer on how to obtain these after the limited sets expire. And the Memento store is going to be getting an update. So mementos from past limited collections will be added and can be purchased with duplicate points, and the store will refresh at a fixed time each week. So unfortunately for people like me who thought that using those duplicate points to buy red boxes would get me copies of the limited mythic items, unfortunately, I think I opened 3 red boxes, 2 through duplicate points and 1 through one of the events. I think the Death Metal Wonder Woman event, because I spent so many resources there. But all 3 of those yielded 0 limited mythics, and I was kind of disappointed. So I'm happy to see that there is now a way for me to earn some of those missing limited mythics that I need. I need like the Cold Case Library gold mythic, and then I need all of the red ones. So hoping to be able to purchase those, although, I mean, let's be serious. They're probably going to charge us like 10,000 duplicate points to get one of the limited mythic. So I hope I won't be disappointed with that. We'll see what they do here, but you know, there's nothing really of substance that you get from completing these, other than a few rewards like some anvils and quantum components and things like that. And you obviously have the completionist aspect of it, being able to update your trophy room. So I really hope that they throw us an olive branch and say, hey, you can earn these fairly easily from dismantling duplicates. We'll be monitoring that. I'll make a YouTube short or something like that on Sunday or Monday whenever I'm back home and this update. They made a couple of changes to the way Strategic Challenge works. It looks like now winning a battle in the Master Tier awards 3 stars. We just finished this, so I should know, but I can't remember how many stars we were able to get previously. So let me know in the comments below how many stars you were able to get before this update, but I'm hoping that is a good thing. Matchmaking has been improved, so they're expanding the matchmaking range. I'm hoping that means that there are easier targets to hit, because definitely sometimes I struggle with having to hit only whales that are way above me. They did improve the rankings, so or at least the visibility of the rankings. You can now see the top 100 players, and then it will also show your personal rank no matter where you are. Says that they've made visual improvements to some of the screens, so I wonder if that's the screens where you're actually doing attacks, if there's additional information that we can get on our opponents and things like that, or if it's just kind of like a purely visual and not strategic change. So they made some adjustments to the economy as well. They have updated the drone quantities in the Airborne Assistant daily and weekly bundles. They say this is to make speed up time calculations more convenient. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe they're giving us more optionality, like more drone quantities. Let's go take a look in the store and see what we can figure out with that. So I believe, and again, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe that you were able to get the $4.99 pack for Airborne Assistant had much fewer drones in it. So it seems like they've given us more drones that you can buy from the store. I'm not going to complain about that change. And then one that I think min-max non-spenders and light spenders will be a little bit happy about is that they have made it where you can purchase XP, alloy, chips, and stimulators using source energy gems. So again, another way to earn things within the in-game economy without having to spend on them. I think that is a positive change in the long run. in the short term, it's going to be frustrating to, try to buy these things. There's probably going to be people who overspend and use all their gems on something like this. So please be careful. We've talked about the economy a lot in prior videos. Probably should do an update on the game's economy at some point in the future, but it's it's very important to make sure that you're conserving the gems that you're able to earn. They have added a few new ways to get like a couple of gems here and there in the game by just clicking buttons to claim them. So you want to make sure you're doing that daily. But I don't think it's enough to justify probably buying things like these resources when you can earn them free to play. So be careful with it. We'll take a look and see kind of what the costs are there. So if you click up at the top, you click this cash icon, you can go through and see what's available for purchase. You can see that like XP, you can buy the 10,000 XP tokens for 5 gems or the 40K XP tokens for 20 gems. That's actually not too bad for new players, assuming that the prices aren't different for newer players. That's going to allow you to level up your champions super fast. For Alloy, we've got 2,000 for 5 and 8,000 for 20. I think that's probably a little bit more on the expensive side. We've got the chips, 2,000 for 5, 8,000 for 20, and then stems are probably the same thing, 2,000 for 5 and 8,000 for 20. So probably a bad value on everything except for the XP, and even on XP, I'm sure they scaled that on purpose. So it probably isn't the best value after probably War Room level 10 or so, but definitely not the worst way to use your gems when you're just starting out in the game. And the last few things I want to talk about are some fixes that they're saying they've done in the game. They fixed an issue where Mira's appointment bonus was not applied or displayed in base appointment. So if you were using Mira in base appointment, you should be able to get some additional productivity out of her now. And then they fixed an issue where attribute bonuses from Apocalypse milestones were not being applied correctly. This is actually fairly significant, and a lot of people noticed that their power went up a lot. If you're a whale, if you're a big spender and you have either maxed Apocalypse or you put a lot into Apocalypse, be on the lookout for changes in power, because you may actually have a much more power in your account than you previously thought you did. Most of the people who've told me this was significant change were people who have a lot of red star champions. So probably like I only had a change in maybe a million-ish on my power. I was around 43 million before the update. Post update, a little over 44 million. So not a big difference for those of us who are on the lower echelons of spending. And then they immediately released a much smaller patch right after the big one today, where they fixed an issue with display on some of the system mail, and then they also fixed an issue with some of the quests in the What Remains of Jason Todd event, where they could not be completed at all. Well, that's it. Fairly quick update video for you guys today. A lot of things that I'm going to have to make follow-up videos on, like the Season of Harvest event and the Memento system that's going to be implemented on December 1st. So we'll take a look at those in future videos. Again, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on all of these changes, and looking forward to reading those. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. It's definitely going to help me with the algorithm, and you'll get notified anytime I put out new DC Dart Legion content like this update today. If not, I still hope to see you on the next video.